Hello YouTube, this is the thesupremehaus here, and I've got another UU Wi-Fi battle. That was the second round of the tournament, so that's good. And let's just go ahead and get this match started, but actually first, I take that back, not get this match started. I gotta tell you guys about something. There's a tournament on PO in a few days. It's gonna be starting, and just go ahead and there will be a link to the video in the description with the details, and go ahead and sign up for that. And if you do, please tell them, and well, there's this thing, you get points, and you can get more points if you refer other people to the tournament. So if you go sign up, and I was the first one to tell you about this, please tell the tournament dudes in the comment thing that I referred you, so I can get points and not suck, which would be good. So yeah, thank you if you do that, and let's just now get this battle started. Go! Okay, I'm gonna lead off with Monkey Man! And he leads off with a Cofagrigus. So I just U-turn on this thing, because I saw that he had a Cofagrigus before, but I wanted to lead off with Monkey Man anyway, so I could U-turn and just get switch advantage just in case. And I'm gonna go out in a Kilowatt to kill this thing off, like Kilowatt, with a Shadow Ball. But he goes for a Calm Mind, so he might be able to leave my Shadow Ball, which would suck. And so yeah, because this thing doesn't have that great special defense, and yeah, but he's going to switch out seeing that Shadow Ball, and that's not good for me, obviously, because I'm going to Shadow Ball this little normal type Miltank thingy, which completely is immune to it, like me and Poison Ivy. I've touched Poison Ivy many times, but it never hurts, and I've never, that has nothing to do with anything. So I go out into my Oracle, and I'm glad that I don't get Parahaxed here, because otherwise I wouldn't get my Burn Orb, which would really suck. So I get my Burn Orb, and he's going to go ahead and Body Slam me again, but I'm like, screw you, fool, I don't care. And I'm just going to go ahead and set up a Cosmic Power and boost my defense and Specty, which is awesome, because now we'll be able to take another Body Slam and roost the heck up, and that is good. And his Body Slam does almost nothing after my Cosmic Power. It's like it's minimal damage. It's almost nothing at all. So that's good. And he's just going to go ahead and switch out into Absol, as I believe I set up another Cosmic Power like a boss. So I'm walled by this Absol for the most part, but I can Psycho Shift this Burn onto it, which would be good. Except for he goes for a Night Slash and gets a crit, which is really suckish, because that'll do 2 times the normal amount, and it'll hit through my defenses, because crits do that, and it's really, really annoying, and I die, which I was completely sure I could take a Night Slash, but with my defense boost, even though I was weak to it, but I obviously didn't, so I died. And now I go out into my Empoleon, and I eat a superpower, because Empoleon's a boss, and I set up my Stealth Rocks, but I'm going to die to another one, which is really suckish, because now I've got 4 pokes left to his 6. I'm already at a disadvantage, so it's looking like I'm going to be out of this tournament, and that is not good at all. But he does have -2 defense, -2 attack, so if I send in my Monkey Man, I can just go safely for the Fake Out, knowing that he's just going to switch, probably. And he does go into Cofagrigus, because I know he won't be able to take a -2 Fake Out, because it's Stab and Technician. I just decided to go for it anyway, because it's like, no point in not going for it, I guess. And he goes out to Cofagrigus, and I'm going to just U-turn on its face, like I did last time. And my ability pointlessly becomes Mummy for like no reason at all. And yeah, I'm gonna go switch on to Kilowatt again. So this is kind of a repeat at the beginning of the battle, which is kind of annoying. And he does go for a Calm Mind again, which is also kind of annoying. So I forgot what happened here. Just wait a second, we will find out. It's a mystery. Okay, I'm gonna go for a Volt Switch, predicting that he's gonna switch back into his Miltank to take my Shadow Ball, but he doesn't. He just stays in. I'm like, no. If it would have went for a Shadow Ball, it could have at least done a lot of damage to it, if not killed it. And I just go on to Teresa now, and he goes and that Shadow Ball on me, and that is not good at all. So yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my Toxic up on Cofagrigus, and that's good, because Toxic on a wall is always good. And he's gonna continue to set up Calm Minds. Wow, what am I doing? Okay, so I'm taking the Shadow Balls pretty easily, and that's why I'm setting up Calm Minds. So I'm just gonna go for a Seed Flare to see how much that does, and with his Specty boosts, it doesn't really do all that much. So that's kind of unfortunate. And he's just gonna go for a Shadow Ball and get another crit. No! And that is not good, because now I lost my Shaman, and that mattered, because my Shaman is a very useful thing, and I could have rested and done all sorts of good stuff, and that would have been awesome, but I die, which is really suckish. So I'm going to go out and kill it with a Volt Switch, because I knew the Volt Switch would kill it, looking at the damage from last time anyways. So, that is good, and he's dead, and that makes me happy. And I'm going to go on to my Monkey Man, and go ahead and fake out on this Hitmonlee. Let's just hope that he doesn't have the fake out too, because I know that he's probably either Choice Scarfed or has Mach Punch, so he'll outspeed me and hurt me this turn. And I obviously don't want that. But then again, he could have... I don't know, do Hitmonlees get Pursuit? He could have Pursuit. Let's just say he doesn't, because I don't know if they can get Pursuit or not. I really don't know. So I'm going to go on to my Monster, Intimidate him, because that's always good. Because monsters are intimidating. Yeah, I would have named it Intimidation too, but there wasn't enough room, because, like, my Intimidation hit him on top. But so it's a monster, and you guys are going to have to deal with it. And so he's going to switch out into Omastar to take my Extreme Speed, which I was going to try and do to outspeed his Mach Punch and kill him. But he sees that, so yeah, he goes on to his Omastar, like I said. And now, I'm Choice Scarf, so I probably wouldn't be doing very much to this Omastar if I stayed in, so I switch out to my Kilowatts. And that's good. And I know he has nothing to take a Volt Switch on his team, so I can just easily go for the Volt Switch. And his Rotom Freeze, or whatever this thing, Fridge, I'm not sure, gets hurt a lot by the Volt Switch because it gets a crit and rocks, but it lives with, like, very small amount of HP left, which is so unfortunate and so annoying, but that's well, I guess the crit was a good thing, but still, it lives, which is not good. So I'm going to go out into my monster, because monsters are just epic like that, and I'm going to go ahead and go for the Flare Blitz and kill it off, because I know that I'm going to get locked into whatever move I pick, and Flare Blitz will do a pretty decent chunk to anything, because it's stab and really powerful and stuff. So yeah. Now he goes on to Miltank, and that's I don't know, Miltank's Miltank. I would have rather should have locked myself into close combat, because then I could have hurt Miltank and Omastar for super effective damage, which would have been good. But, yeah, I didn't, so that's too bad. And I'm going to go for a Flare Blitz, and that doesn't do very much. It only does like 40%, and he goes for Earthquake, so I was not expecting that at all. And I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz, and he's going to let me kill myself off with Flare Blitz, and then Milk Drink up, which is really annoying, because this Miltank's almost at full health again. Well, not at full health, but over half, which is too much health. Miltank's annoying. It's good, and it's just annoying. So, I'm going to go on to Monkey Man, because Monkey Man will always save the day. And I'm going to go ahead and go for that Fake Out, I believe, because why wouldn't I? It's a good move. I like Fake Out. And, yeah, it's going to hit that Omastar, which doesn't do much. But now I'm all like, okay, Omastar, are you ready for this? Low Sweep to the face. But apparently it has the Chople Berry, so it lives, which is such a random item for an Omastar to have, except for it does have that, so it gets off a layer of Toxic Spikes, which was very bad in the end. You will see why. So I'm going to get off my other Low Sweep and kill it. So, randomly, the Chople Berry saved its life, and that's kind of too bad, because otherwise it would have killed it just barely. And, yeah, so he's going to go out into Hitmonlee, and I'm like, crap, don't have much to do this Hitmonlee. So, he's got 3 pokes left, I've got 2, and I know that Monkey Man's going to be taking a lot of entry hazard damage, but I know that if I didn't switch out, then Hitmonlee could easily just kill off everything on my team left with Mach Punch, so I had to switch into Kilowatt and then go for the Fake Out with my Monkey Man. That was the only way I could do it, but see, the Toxic Poisoning is not going to let me live, so I'm going to go for the Fake Out and take it out, and then I get hurt by my Life Orb and Toxic Poisoning, which does a lot, and I'm almost dead now, which is very sad. So, yeah, Monkey Man doesn't deserve to die. And he goes on to Absol, and it didn't even matter, I guess, because he has Sucker Punch, and he'll just kill me with that. Yeah. So, that didn't matter that he set up the Toxic Spikes, but if he didn't have priority on this Absol, then I could have gone for either a Low Sweep or a U-Turn and probably taken that out, and I don't remember what his last thing was, but Amberpump's just so awesome, I would have killed it anyways. We all know that. I think it was probably Miltank. Miltank, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, I got hacked a little bit, but that's part of the game. That happens. So, good game, Robo Hobo, and I got out of this tournament, which was okay. It was a fun tournament to be in, and it was a fun battle. I like UU. I like Amberpump. I like UU. Yeah, I already said that. But it's good. It's fun. And Haas is